Today's soap is a Halloween themed soap. My main color is just going to be activated charcoal, which is convenient because the fragrance oil I'm using is pumpkin caramel crunch, which has a high vanillin content. Therefore, it will discolor, but because I'm making a dark soap, doesn't matter. I'll also be adding honey because honey is sweet and Halloween is synonymous with sweetness because of candy. I will be adding some colorants, celadon green mica, some neon purple pigment, and then an unknown mica. I am going to be extruding some stars with soap dough. I'm going to use this entire bar to make stars. When it's all said and done, I'm going to stick a little pumpkin on the front to make it officially a Halloween soap. So we're adding in our lye water here. Since this is the butter bar, that means half of this recipe is butters. So cocoa butter and shea butter are each 25%. And along with it is coconut oil and olive oil, I believe. I don't actually have my recipe in front of me, but so this is just a little bit of soap shreds, and I put that celadon green with it. This is going to be the grass. The soap shreds are just supposed to make the grass imperfect. So it'd be like leaves in the grass or the browning of the grass, although I'm pretty sure the grass is going to turn brown anyway because this fragrance oil has so much vanillin in it. So it'll be like a brown-green grass anyway, but these are, leaves or something. Here we got our mold, pouring all that in there, and I'm going to kind of let that set up a little bit. Here we've got some activated charcoal with oil, so there's a little bit of extra oil here. It's very difficult to blend in just the dry activated charcoal. It doesn't like to blend. It likes to clump and be weird. Here is our fragrance oil along with what are we adding? The honey was in the batter, by the way. The honey was in there when I was stick blending. So we're gonna make a layer of blackness. I'm breaking the fall of this soap batter so that it doesn't make big old dips into the grass, but it really wouldn't make me upset at all if it did make dips in the grass. Here's a star, and honestly I must say I'm putting stars in too early. I'm too excited to put stars in, which we'll see that later. And my goal with this does not work out, but you can have fun watching it anyway. My goal was to have just like little lines, I don't know, like veins of color or something. I don't know. What I was going for doesn't happen. But now I know that it doesn't happen, and I won't bother doing it again. Hi Boris, thank you. But it does look awful pretty, doesn't it? Putting this mica. The mica is mixed with oils, by the way, so there's extra oils here too. Isn't uncolored soap batter beautiful? I just love it. So we need to make some more black, and here I am attempting. Okay, Boris. Here I am. I'm going to do what I just said is very difficult, and that is mixing in the dry powdered activated charcoal. I do not stick blend it, I just let it happen. I am not looking for any kind of perfection. I typically don't ever look for perfection in my soap making. I just look for quality, I guess. When it comes to whatever design I'm doing, I don't get upset if I completely mess it up. I might be a little bothered for a second, but then you just realize it's just soap, and really all you want is for the soap to be good quality. And here we go again, mixing in just powder activated charcoal. This is the least desirable way to do this because it makes a mess. You see it poofing up into the air, and it is harder to stir together, but this was my choice I made here. I think I was concerned about acceleration or something. I don't remember why I did this, but this is what I did. Activated charcoal, by the way, is really nice. It makes a nice feeling to the soap. It makes it feel like there is some minor exfoliation. Activated charcoal is very absorbent, so it could potentially be drying, because it wants to absorb like all of your oils. So it's nice for if you got some acne troubles. Activated charcoal can help. And this is a very activated charcoal bar, very black. And me attempting to make beautiful colors in it didn't work out at all, but it's pretty while I pour it. It was pretty in my mind, that's for sure. And I am finishing off the fragrance oil along with, I think there's a milk in here or something. Oh, I have my book right by me. Let me look in my book really fast. What did I put in this? Kale and clay. No milk. There's no milk. It's honey and kale and clay and activated charcoal and the butter bar. So I ran out of stars too soon because I was putting stars in too soon because I was so excited to add my stars. Here's some more beautiful, beautiful blue mica that it's gonna get lost in the soap. That's okay. And look at this mess. Actually, this is clean. I edited out the actual like mess everywhere because it was boring. You might be bored right now, but... And I chose my orange spatula, by the way, to try to be, with the holiday. Now this was pretty, and this does remain. This is something to remember for the future. Just some oil with some mica and some drips on top, and then kind of make a little design with it. It stays there, and it looks really pretty. It doesn't... I mean, yeah, the oil does absorb into the soap, which is good. That's what you want. But the mica stays there, and it stays that bright. It's very nice. Well, it's been 2 days since I made this. Didn't have time to cut it yesterday, so pretty sure we're ready today. Looks like it came right out. Okay, this is gonna be fun, huh? All right, I'm going to lower you for your soap cutting viewing pleasure. Cut off the ledge. Hopefully find all the stars. Oh, lovely, yes. Very nice. Curious about the mica and the oils, if we're gonna see any of it. Well, there's a tiny bit in there. All my stars are at the bottom. That was my fault. I was too excited to put stars in, and I was putting them in too soon. But well, you can't really tell where those mica and the oils are. You can see I kind of poured it on the stars here, but can't really tell, unfortunately. Wasn't really sure what was going to happen. Maybe you'd be able to tell if this wasn't black. Possibly. You can kind of see a line of it in there. Yeah. The stars have a little bit of color on them, which wasn't my goal, but that's okay. I like the land. I like that it's wavy looking. Whoa, look at that. That is unmixed in activated charcoal. Well, you can just some colors on the stars. Not really anything exciting. The fragrance is pretty exciting. It's extremely sweet. Some sort of baked good is what it smells like. Pumpkin, caramel. It's really powerful. And you can really smell the butter. It's very, very strong. Which is why I made this a butter bar, to go along with that strong butter. All right, next I'll show you how I put my pumpkins on. So I've done this in a video before. My seashell video, I showed this. So this isn't anything new, but maybe you don't watch all my videos. Maybe you're just here today, and that's great. Except if you're new, you probably already left. But those of you who are still hanging around, this is how I attach some melt and pour. I also do this for cold process soap embeds to the front of my soap. And I just do this because if I put this on the, it's common to put embeds on the top of your soap, but you would cut it. These embeds are too big to be putting on top, and they would have just been cut, and I didn't want that. So we are going to stick them on the front, and the way that I do it is simply with water. I scratch the back like you just saw while I was talking a whole bunch, and then I, with a paintbrush, put water on it. It creates kind of a soapy glue, basically. I also scratch the actual bar where I'm going to put it and put some water there, and then I press down very firmly. I don't just barely set it there, I push. And then I like to clean up all the edges with water. And it also seems, this might be just something that I think, and it might not be true, but it seems like that it helps seal it just as much by going around, like, I don't know, some border sealant or something. And then that'll dry and it'll be ready to use. Well, there's definitely some discoloration. Look at the green. And it was to be very expected. The fragrance is very strong, and it's very caramely and buttery caramel scented, and very sweet. If you like sweetness, this is for you. But you also have to like activated charcoal bars because this is very dark. So always remember, when using dark black or just dark bars, do not use white washcloths or any light pink washcloths or anything like that. And that should just be something that you figure out from being alive, but some people just don't think about it. Don't use... Boris is crying, so I suppose he wants to be in the video. Right, Boris? Don't use light-colored washcloths or any kind of light-colored directly with a dark or black soap, because it will discolor it. It won't discolor you, but the fibers in washcloths and what have you take in the colors and will probably stain it. Look how big Boris is. He's full grown now. He's over a year, aren't you? He's such a good boy, but he does cry a lot, don't you? He gets bored easy. If he's not constantly being played with or something, He cries, don't you? High maintenance. Are you high maintenance? Everything's okay, Boris. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this Halloween themed soap with the happy pumpkin on the front. Very easy to attach these, wasn't it? I'll see you next time. I'm not sure what's next, but I'll see you for it.